Hello there, and welcome to another bit of Pillars of Eternity. Today, we're going to be going further into the story and into Defiance Bay. Well, so we hope.
As you wish.
Turn the volume down. So I apologise in advance if the squealing of my dryer is doing people's nutting. As is mine, like, I can still hear it. It's horrible. Yeah. Yeah, because we just bought it and already it's having problems. At least on this particular setting, so we might have to stop using the synthetic
your
one.
breeches, scholar lad.
I beg your pardon?
Nothing. I said nothing.
Okay. So, the East Barbican. There we go. We can go this way now. But yeah, so in the previous part, we'd brought some order back to this land. Oh, Bright Hollow, let's have a look. And we're now the new masters of Cadnua. And it's here where we can rebuild it. And here we've rebuilt the Eastern Barbican, so we can go further into the world. Otherwise, we can just have a look around. Oh yes, I think we've been in here. I don't think we'd actually rebuilt anything in here yet. No matter. So we might be able to... I think this is actually in the process of being rebuilt. And of course, if we want any updates, we just have to press the H key. And we can see here what we've got. So we've got 2 security. We've got that. With that. That. Bright Hollow. Yeah, so this will be restored in 1 day and 25 hours. Otherwise, let's be on our way. Through the Eastern Barbican. And, yeah, back out of the world. But first, let's talk to our companions. Kana wants to talk to you.
I confess, I was hoping our meeting with Mayorwald would go a little differently. But then, you have gained an entire keep. I don't think I've seen anyone inherit land that quickly since Kine the Younger read her father's will.
I wish I could have gotten through to him. He was far gone, but don't worry. The past is there that we might learn from it. I'm sure we'll find more answers in Defiance Bay.
It will give you a base from which to go searching at least. And then, there are secrets beneath the keep yet. With you at the helm, it should be easier to explore the endless paths.
Eloth, we've not talked in a while. Eloth seems lost in thought. He flinches when you draw near, sucking a sharp breath through his teeth.
What can I do for you?
You're right.
Of course. Merely processing some of the unusual things we've seen lately. And if Mayorwald is to be believed, it would seem you've an uncertain future ahead.
Rational or stoic? There's no point speculating now. It was out of his mind. There's no point speculating now.
Perhaps Defiance Bay holds the answers we need.
Tell me about Ada. I've been gone for more than a year now, but I suspect I'll always think of the forest and the field of Ada as my home. We have thousands of years of histories and traditions behind us, and there's a sense of dignity and responsibility that comes with that. Of course, there's baggage as well. The imperial past is still fresh in the minds of many, as you may have noticed here. It's been difficult to adjust to the dear wood. Sorry, I keep doing it 5 parts in now. People here are informal, hot-blooded, more attentive to insult than to duty. But as long as one avoids provocation, it's easy enough to get along. He steeples his fingers. I've gotten accustomed to enough to keep my thoughts to myself, anyway. How long will you yield the veil? Not much longer than you. As you saw, it was hardly the haven that had been advertised. Any thoughts on what I should do next? Merwold urged you to seek out these leaden key agents in Defiance Bay, yes? If his condition is any warning, we should find them with all haste. That's all. Let's not either.
That old watcher. I don't know what I expected, but it sure wasn't that.
You said you had some things you wanted to ask him.
Nah, well, it's kind of embarrassing now. I just got a dumb idea in my head is all. Don't know why I thought it'd work. It's funny. That's probably the first thing I got my hopes up for in, I don't know, years. At least I got that out of it.
You were going to ask him for me anyway. You might as well tell me now.
All right. Yes, fair is fair, and you did bring me to see him. Those rumors back in Gilded Vale about my brother, Woden, about how he turned against us and fought for Widewind. They were in my mind for some time. The thing about Woden was, he always knew what was right, and that's what he'd do. One day he set out to fight for Deerwood against a man claiming to be our god. So I knew that's what I had to do too. It was right. And hearing claims that he died fighting for Rey at Ceres, that got me worried. Not that he'd chosen the wrong side, but that I had. Didn't seem right what Widewind had in store, but if he really was Aethys, I thought, maybe this old Watcher would know how my brother died. So I could see if it was true. Like he could, I don't know, read it in my soul or something. Use our connection. Told you it was dumb.
Why didn't you ask me for help? Yes, 'cause I didn't know you. That's just a stranger when he says he's a watcher.
Of course, I knew the truth deep down. Watcher's not psychic. I think I just had this idea, and the idea made me feel a certain way, and I didn't want to lose that.
No records. You should be prepared that made no record of your brother's death. Wouldn't be any worse off then, would I? Reader thinks for a moment, his lips twisted to one side. He raises his eyebrows. If there was anything written down about it, they'd have it in Defiance Bay. They got an archive of the palace.
You've done a lot for me already, but if you could see fit to pay that archive a visit with me, well, you know. Knowing my luck, the records clerk will go crazy and try to kill me. I'd feel better with you in there with me.
Yes.
Okay. So in order to get there, we can't go that way. So we'll have to go this way. First we've got to go to Woodland Plains. And I think it's here we're going to pick up yet another companion. They don't really space them out as such. The tombstone. The Fool, Dragon of the Obsidian Order. Hmm. Some of these are pretty good. Here lies boob plate. Well. Yeah, if you want to read more about that's our company there. If you want to know more about Pillars of Eternity, I strongly recommend reading the book Blood, Sweat and Pixels by Jason Schreier, and that goes into like a lot of development woes from other studios.
Brave thou Phelon.
It's got a fan of flames out there, come on. There we go. Speaker to the restless. Oh, nice. I get 2 uses of that. Okay. One more fan of flames. Stop them regenerating. At least I assume they do. Oh, there's a small flame blight as well, that's not good. Ah, damn. Could have used this frost spell against it. Never mind.
What is it?
Awakened wood? Okay, that's nice. Alchemical ingredient for me there. So yeah, just wanted to add a bit more to my... But didn't seem to work as well. Yeah, Blood, Sweat and Pixels is a great book that looks into like the development woes that Obsidian had and other developers as well, if you want to learn more about the history of the game. Dwarven woman dressed in skins and hides leans against the road marker. Her face is turned down, her eyes darkened by a thick stripe of face paint. She's sharpening a bow and arrow ahead with a scrimshaw handled knife. Her attention, however, is focused on the bare figurine between her feet. A large white furred fox standing at her heels looks up at your approach.
Easy, Itumak. It's not him.
Who are you waiting for?
Short version? I'm looking for a very, very old friend. I'm not sure what skin he's wearing now, but I'll know him when I see him.
Sitting around here is probably the most productive thing you could do. Yeah, it's not. But running around all day all over the Direwood hasn't done me much good. Deerwood, sorry. Box next to yours. Your friend is supposed to meet you here?
That's what I heard. Of course, the man who told me so was carrying a staff he claimed was made from Dragonbone, but I know Whitewood when I see it. That should have been my first clue, but I had to try something. The long version. Here we go. I'm from an island to the far south called Nasitok. I came here looking for a village elder, a man we knew as Persok. I'm a hunter back home, so tracking someone wouldn't normally be a problem. But Persok's trail is cold, to say the least.
Can't be that many people in Deerwood. He died while I was a young girl. Got to mention that bad today. I'm looking for his related reincarnation. Could be anyone. How long have you been looking for Persok? 5 years. So you've been searching 5 years for a stranger you barely remember. Who could be anyone here?
That about sums it up.
Actually, I know how you feel.
Then you have my sympathies. Hopefully you've got a better lead than I do. True enough. But first I should explain about the figurine. Cute, isn't it? It belonged to Persok. Before he returned to the wheel, he left a splinter of his soul in it. Something to help us find him later. When I left Nasitok, it was completely dark inside. But as I've gotten closer to Persok, it's glowed steadily brighter. Since I've reached the Deerwood, however, it's gotten hard to read. Some days it flickers and goes dark. Others it shines nice and bright, for a few hours. But most of the time it looks just like this.
I could take a look at it.
I've heard that one before. Whole reason I'm standing here is because some so-called watcher from Forkvale told me he could take a look. For a few golden dukes, of course. I was on my way out of the Balmarsh when I heard talk of a traveling mystic who could supposedly see souls. I knew it was a long shot, but what did I have to lose? I went to see this fellow and gave him the Audra figurine. He made a big show of moaning and rolling his eyes, and after I'd given him 5 golden dukes to lift the shroud, He told me to seek the crossroads in the field between the wolf's lair and the twining trees. He thought he was being vague, but I know the area well enough to recognize that he meant this place, right between Defiance Bay and Twin Elms. I had a bad taste in my mouth, but my coin was spent and I'd already left an arrow in his knapsack as a friendly warning. Told him I'd come back and leave him with another if it turned out he was giving me the runaround. I've been here a week now. Guess he had the last laugh after all.
What if I'm Persock? Not to disappoint you, but there's no chance. This thing will glow like a torch. She wheels the figurine. May I see the figurine? Why not?
Fine. But if you try to run, just remember that my arrows are faster.
You raise the Adra bear, turning it in the light. As your eyes catch a tiny glinting scratch, the scenery around you melts away. You're standing on a cliff overlooking the water, seeing the eyes that aren't your own. You catch the musk of beasts amidst the French scent of vegetation, and your heart beats a little faster. You have to watch your step up here. You look down just long enough to see the sharp, pale cliffs drop into the water hundreds of feet below you. It's in the figurine. I've got it. He's standing on a cliff. I see a vision of cliffs high over the water. Does that sound familiar? Your question is greeted with shrugs and silence. I got it. He's standing
What are
on
you
a cliff.
talking about? What just happened?
I'm a real watcher. People see a few times calculating. I know this sounds strange, but it's the truth.
You realize I've got no coin to give you, even if I did believe you.
Come with me. I've got other business in the area. We can look for Persock on the way. Or face Psycho Rodney, or we'll have Sagani with us. And with Psycho Rodney gone, we have Sagani and Utumark. So we have here a ranger. Return to the Black Hound, or your Stronghold if you've acquired it. Okay, good. So sometimes in RPGs, when you create party members, once you dismiss them, they're permanently gone. But here they can actually come back to you, so that's pretty good. So we'll improve her athletics, mechanics, survival. Yeah. I will keep. Oh, we'll have stealth as well. Stealth is going to be quite important. So. We can choose some different things. So trains your animal company and vicious tactics. Deal more damage and penetration. Merciless. Increases animal components to small amounts. Sneak attack against targets. Oh, nice. Okay. Faithful companion. Defense against charm, dominated, confuse attacks, and reduce the duration. Pretty good. Resilient. Base plus. Okay. Or accurate wounding a shot. I'm going to go for this. That's going to give them a bit more help. Anything else here? Defensive. Marksman. Some distant targets. Yeah, I'm going to say they have a damage reduction. So they can live longer. We have that. Mechanics. No stealth. No shoes. Something here. Heightens the prejudice to their energies animal companion, giving them a damage bonus on any creature suffering a damage over time effect. Nice. Vicious aim. By lowering attack and reload rate, the ranger is able to take a more careful aim, giving them increased damage. So this is a mode. And that's a mode as well. Reducing accuracy but increasing fire rate and reload time. Marked prey designates a single target's prey, giving the ranger and animal companion a bonus against that target. Okay. Marked prey, I think. Then they put that so let's improve their survival, improve their stealth. So mechanics is going to be like their dump stat, I think, because I want them to be able to. I imagine they're quite good at disarming traps and whatnot. A vicious companion, a faithful companion. I'm going to go with a faithful companion again, because then they have defense against charm, dominated, confused, and then it reduces the duration of it as well.
What is it?
What weapons do you have? You've got a unique bow, that's good, okay. I don't think I've got any armor that I can give her that's unique. No. But that's okay.
As you wish.
Aloth, do you want to join us down here? Cheers, pal.
What is it?
Let's rest up. Because the survival is quite high. You can choose more effects and give it extra damage reduction.
Of course.
So yeah. Yeah, so like the Kickstarter sort of thing was like it worked out really well for Obsidian, and happened with quite a few devs like Tim Schafer of like Psychonauts and whatnot. Managed to really make it work out well for him. Those are some cool sound effects. No idea what that is. Where does this go? So we can go to the Searing Falls. It sort of does remind me of Baldur's Gate in a way. The map here. But I suppose I think you'd start... No, you start there and I think you make your way up. And more in it as well. So never mind. But yeah, it's like a Baldur's Gate 1 as well, so... I mean, if I refer to this game as... If I ever refer to PoE, or PoE, that's going to be Pillars of Eternity, not Path of Exile. Intrigue swirl around the bottom of the clay jar. Forest lurker.
Well, as you wish.
Oh, one of those. The alchemy. Orland's Cradle. Yeah, just see where the roads go. Stormwall Gorge, okay. Then we got Deerfoot Village. Yeah, but I think we could pick up another companion there as well. I'm told that Durance is one of the best companions in the game. I want to see the appeal. Before I like recruit one of my favourite companions, who I think is actually in the village. And she's provided a great inspiration for like a lot of my characters. So now we can go to the bridge. So yeah. You'll find like especially like Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire. that like a lot of the adventures are gonna probably take place in cities such as these. Go from the living lands. Just seeing some crazy things. Excuse me. Craddock, Bridgman. Let's reach out for the soul. You see a ship being tossed in a storm-ravaged sea. The swells now rise and fall, carrying the ship with them as if it were a toy. A man stands by the deck at the helm of the ship while water whips around him. The crew moves about frantically, trying to keep the chaos under control. He barks orders at them, pointing where to go and giving each one a task. The men, while still visibly distressed, seem to calm down when they are given their orders. He instructs the helmsman to resume his duties at the wheel and rushes to the aid of a crewman who is struggling with a rope attached to one of the sails. The ship crests a wave, almost going vertical in one direction and then immediately again in the other direction. Several of the crew are thrown on their feet, sliding across the deck as the ship rocks. It's meant to be as the ship is rocked. I'm not trying to be an arse when I correct them, or when I think there's a correction. Believe me, I'm fully aware of how bad my own reading out loud is. But, yeah, if it makes sense, then great. If it doesn't, I'll point it out. After the swell passes, and the ship returns to relatively normal orientation, the man quickly scans the deck, counting silently. No one has been lost this time, thankfully. He looks in the direction they are headed, seeing no reprieve from the storm in sight. His jaw squared and his upper lip stiffened. He returns to the helm and takes a wheel again. Astrande. You see a lavishly decorated room, walls hung with tapestries, ornate oil lamps creating a warm, relaxing atmosphere. There are several overstuffed couches covered with silk pillows and an elegant table in the middle of the floor. This woman is seated at the table, sitting across from another woman. They are both well dressed, their style befitting the room they're in. The other woman's hair is blonde, in stark contrast to this woman's black, and is swept up on her head in a dramatic style. The women speak in an easy, free tone, obviously familiar with one another. Though they seem comfortable in one another's company, a strange nervousness surrounds the blonde woman's actions. She occasionally betrays herself with a little giggle or stammer, hitching over an easy word as she speaks. Her demeanour swings from friendly to shy and back again with no warning. This woman leans back in her chair a little, stretching lightly. As she finishes her stretch, she gently lays her hand next to the other woman's hand, letting their fingers subtly intertwine. The second woman stops speaking mid-sentence, inhales sharply, and turns red. She does not, however, move her hand. This woman smiles and moves her hand further over the other, holding it. She then stands, moving around the table toward the blonde woman, whose face shows conflicting emotions of terror and lust. She giggles and pulls a hand back from under the other, and brings it to her mouth, the red of her face deepening. The woman stops, looking down at her, eyes sparkling. She reaches out and pulls something from the blonde's hair, letting it fall around her shoulders. Then she leans over, brushing her lips lightly over the blonde woman's cheek, resting her mouth against her ear. As she whispers, her hand moves lithely down the other woman's body to her waist. The blonde shudders and leans into the hand, eyes closing, cheek pressing against the lips, still whispering at her ear. This woman's hand deftly removes a small bag from the other woman's belt and secretes it under her own cloak, the small of her back. Then she gently kisses the other woman's cheek and stands again, the smile never leaving her mouth. That was a twist and a half. Bravo! Obsidian, bravo. Zoran Zinnius Kavik. You see a flurry of matted white hair and an incandescent freeze-fire staff before you see the man, cold and wild. He chews a wizened apple slowly, discharging spell after spell into the jumble of villagers screeching out of their way towards him. Cold flame vents from his nose, and apple seeds shoot out of the side of his mouth as he saunters forward, ignoring arrows and curses alike. A deliberate twist of his staff and a bullet of force glides through the staff of one assailant and another. A roar blisters through his throat as he launches himself into their midst, tearing into the essence of his staff. A pleading hand reaches towards him, and quickly falls, ignored. Silence takes hold as the tattered man gathers his prize, a basket of fish pears. He hums as he eats. Most interesting. But watch yourself an acid, you understand?
Gods keep you.
What can I do for you? What can you tell me about Defiance Bay? Sorry, I don't have time for that right now. But it sounds like that dozened crackpot Rowan is stirring up trouble again. He jerks his head at the gate. You'll be all too happy to give you a rundown of the city. Liberally flavoured with dozens propaganda, of course. I'm looking for the Temple of Wodika. He scratches his beard. I'm not sure why you'd want to go there. It's in First Fires if you really want to see it. You seem to be on edge. What's the problem? Thousands of them, truth be told. We've got refugees coming in from all parts, under some misguided notion that things are actually better here, that the legacy somehow passed over is over. So they show up with no prospects and little money and just end up making a worse mess of things. No offense. And good luck to you. These are justiciars. Good Carteret states. Oh, okay. Well, so now we can go in. So we've got to start. If you want to get to the different locations, you have to go through district to district. So, 15 minutes.
Defiance Bay, the city at the heart of the Deerwoods Revolution, now seems on the brink of another. He's lined the streets, homeless and hungry, displaced by Whiteone's legacy, hoping for relief within the city walls, and finding none. Dissidents congregate to protest and to heckle, calling for an end to animancy and the ouster of their duke. The city's militiamen cast fearful looks as they patrol the streets, their hands trembling at the hilts of their weapons. The capital of a country that had not long ago incinerated a god now appears to be a spark away from sharing the deity's fate.
It used to be a lot less of a mess.
These animancers are divine. Oh. And yet the Duke and his toadies and the Crucible Knights do nothing. We all allow these atrocities to continue unchecked. No. Down with animancy. Whiteone's legacy was one warning, Heritage Hill was another. Well, I'm sure this is all very important, but right now I need to find him in. Oh, hang on a second. Sagani wants to talk to me. Sagani draws up beside you, fox following out of hills and takes a seat next to you.
Even if you are putting one over, 5 years
Oh.
for me. Must be 30-something for Ichimak.
Sorry about that. How's the search going?
It's been a long hunt. A long time away from my family. Before, I'd crossed the tundra of Nasitok following caribou herds. I didn't want to leave Kalu and our children, but I was eager to visit lands my people rarely do. But 5 years without finding him. It's like 2 hours of necking. I'm ready to be done with it.
Why do you have to find Persok? Soul recovery is an old village tradition. We call it the Tarnik Ilitsak. She sighs. Once in a generation, a slayer is born. Once in a generation, we seek the soul of a much respected and long dead village elder. We tell him what's changed in the village, how people remember him. The elder of the Tarnik Ilitsak during my time. It'd be nice if they told us how to pronounce it. Ilitsak during my time happened when I was a girl, not long after Persok died. We feasted on blubber and fermented milk for a week, and we honored those chosen huntress as the hero.
Then she left, and we returned to our duties. We still sang her name to the skies during festival season, but we otherwise didn't speak of her.
People often forget what isn't in front of them. I think of that frequently.
It's not being forgotten by my village that troubles me. But sometimes I wonder how my husband and children remember me, if they think of me often.
Returning to them is what matters. Both practical and true.
Still, there's no point in dwelling on it. More often I find myself wondering whether Persoc will remember us. You claim to see souls. What do you think? Do you remember your past lives?
No, not clearly. I figured. Most people don't anyway. I suppose that's why I'm to remind Persoc of what he left behind in our village. What would you tell him about your village?
Masuk is probably much the same as it was 100 years ago. We live between tundra and frozen forests, and the land takes as much as it gives. But our hardships bring us together. And the elders truly unite us. They keep the stories of past generations, and they guide us from season to season, through good years and lean.
Recently, there's been a lot of good years. My aunts have had fewer clashes with neighbouring villages thanks to the hunting territories that Persoc helped establish. In bad years, we rely on trade with the merchants that pass our shores. We exchange walrus tusks and seal pelts for grains that last us hard winters. Persoc brokered a lot of those agreements too. He got this from one of the Armor ships that used to trade with us. Wouldn't a lot of these developments happen anyway?
It's the duty of an elder to lead according to the needs and wishes of the village, so who knows?
Sounds like you're on a hunt of your own, though. You feeling the thrill of the chase? Or ready for this to be over? You asked me that another time, and, try the adventure. Every day brings something new. I enjoy the adventure. Refreshing indeed. We've got darkness on our side. Shall we move on? Let's talk some more. I want to know about your homeland. Nasatak. She rubs her nose with one broad finger. It's a big island in the middle of the Deadfire archipelago, just off the coast of the White the Bend tundra, mostly with a few snow-covered forests in the warmer parts. Most of us live in fairly small villages, by standards here anyway. Mine is Musuk. What's Nasatak like? It's cold, but not as cold as the White the Bend. The few kith who visit Nasatak find it sparse. But there's plenty to sustain a village if you know where to look. Sticks items off Nicolas' fingers. We've got hides and meats from caribou, seals, and small whales. Bone, too, which makes for fine bows and arrowheads. Community is important to us. We survive or perish together. So everything we do, every week-long hunt, every wall we build, is for the village. Who lives there? Mostly Anutanak, like me. People here call us Parial dwarves. Migratory clans of Glamfellan and from the White the Wens sometimes spend their colder seasons on Nasatak, but we don't see too many other foreigners who can tolerate the elements. Those of us born in Nasatak like to say we have a hardy layer of sealskin just underneath of our flesh. Tell me more about Masuk. We're a tundra village. To an outsider's eyes, we're probably not much different from the others around us, but our elders have stories that go back hundreds of years. Epic hunts, battles with neighbouring villages, sojourns across the sea. We share those stories too. What do you do back in Nasatak? I'm a long hunter. I stalk game across the tundra with some other wives. We usually hunt caribou and oxen, but we find hares and birds too. It's a good and respected position. To see much of Nasatak in the company of my friends and sisters, this is one of the pleasures of life in Masuk. Tell me about Itumak. She scratches her eye behind her ear. A good hunter, but not much of a talker, and that's fine by me. When we hunt in Nasatak, we almost always bring our foxes with us. They help us track and flush game, and they're fearless defenders against bears and snow leopards. Clever Itumak has always been my favourites. He wags his bushy tail. You have a family back in your village? Of course. We'd never send a woman who hasn't had the chance to find a mate and a couple of children of her own. Aren't you worried your husband will... Are you kidding? I'm the best shot in Masuk. Oh dear. Honestly, I really like Sagani. I think she's possibly one of the more overlooked companions in the game. But yeah, I like it. I think like when she talks about her home and her relationship, like, it's just wonderful. I can just see these two now back home. I wish good things for them. Tell me about your children. I've had 5. Akona, Estoya, Najuo, Anik, and Malak. Estoya and Anik died young and long, lean winters. Malak was barely talking when I left. She grips a thumbnail along the handle of a hunting knife. You probably don't know me when I get home. She frowns, her hand falling from her knife. Even in Asitak, I spend most of my time on the hunt, but then it's easier to relish the hunt when I know I'll see my family enjoying our kill. What's your husband like? Hellu's a good man. He's raised our children well and built us a strong home while I've been away on hunts. Our parents chose us for one another when we were still young. Not the way things are usually done here, but ours chose well. She smiles. We came to appreciate each other as helpmates at first, and then friends, and well, you know how it goes. There's a hint of a blush below the stripe of face paint. I'm curious about your search for Persok. I'll tell you what I can, but Tarnik, Ilitsak, pilgrimages are mine are rare. Why do your people have this tradition? She pulls the bear figurine out of her satchel, running a finger along its smooth back. It's something we've always done. The elders say it was best begun to forge ties with other villages. It's hard to fight over caribou herds when you see someone you respect on the other side. We also believe that passing our history on is the way that keeps us stronger. And it helps them, the elders. I mean, return to us after we've been away for a generation or more. They can use the experiences they've accumulated over lifetimes to lead the village. Are elders reborn so far from the village? Most often they return somewhere in Nasitak, a member of another village. Or they're reborn when the Glamfellan is the white that wins. Even so, it's hard to say what's usual. A sheepish grin crinkles her eyes. When my grandfather was a boy, the elder came back as a polar bear. The huntress chosen for the task had to recite half of her village deeds while running from the beast. Even so, there have been journeys longer than mine. Some last decades, the huntress doesn't always return. What happens when the elder's found? That depends on the man or woman he's become. It's easiest when the rebirth happens in the village in another village of Nasitak, where the tradition is understood. Even in the White that Wends in the southern islands of the Deadfire Archipelago, people understand this custom and will welcome you politely enough, even if their souls do not remember. She shrugs, but sometimes you find someone whose soul has no memory of a village, and you have to tell him of people who will remember him still. As disheartening as it is, you hope that the reminder will aid his soul in a future life. How did you get picked to come search for Persok? She grins. Another old village tradition. The elders watch the caribou migrations and cast seal bones to determine the right time for this journey. When the omens are determined, all the villagers' wives draw shark teeth. We're the ones that go away and hunt and fish, so we're the ones best suited for a task like this. Anyway, I grabbed the little tooth. She frowns. Travelling so far is a rare privilege for us, but as you can see, the journey can be unpredictable. What are your thoughts on my search? She frowns. I don't know what you're hunting. You got a lot of tracks to follow, but where they'll lead is in one guess. Okay. Yeah, I do like the companions of the game. They used to take a lot of time to warm up to me, but yeah. Although I took, yeah, like, so 16 hours, okay. Rowan.
Hello.
Rowan's arms are crossed and his mouth is set in a grim frown as he watches the gather protests. He looks ready for a fight. He sizes you up. New in town, eh? You've picked an interesting time to visit Defiance Bay. All these refugees fleeing from the frontier, and the final legacy's no better here. It's the Animancers. Migrants scorch 'em, and they nest in this city like rats. You mark my words, though, us doesn't going to put a stop to it. What are you doing out here? He gestures at the crowd, which buzzes with an angry chatter. Trying to get folks to see reason. We're in the midst of a crisis, and instead of purging the nefarious forces from our city, the Duke is granting Animance's dangerous liberties. What do you know about Animancy? It's a study and manipulation of essence, which any sane person will tell you is the purview of the gods. The Adirans at least have the sense to outlaw it, which is the only good thing I can say about them. It's not like magic, chanting, or other soul readings these ciphers do. It's been around since ancient Ingwithan times, which is why you'll see Animancers tinkering with old Ingwithan artifacts. Kind of raises a fist to cough discreetly into it. Not half-truth soul, but he's an enthusiastic performer, I'll give him that. He shakes his head. Trouble is, the Animancers got no idea what half of those artifacts actually do, or they'll admit it. Emphatic friend is correct about one thing at least. Tell me about the dozens. He taps his chest. We are an organisation of interested citizens who want to free Defiance Bay from the dangerous influence of Animancers and the tyranny of the aristocrats who support them. We also consider ourselves a militia of sorts, seeing as the Crucible Knights are little more than a flock of preening nobles in training these days. Just like a militia, the dozens, except for the training, and the discipline, and the code of honour. His eyes gleam. And we're always looking to expand. The more people see things our way, the better for the state of the country. You'll have any interest in hearing more, stop by Admeth's Den at some time. The Expedition Hall. A lot of free thinkers in there. Can set straight all the nonsense, all the nobles, and the animators you want to believe. Might even be some paid work for motivated types. Let's know more about Defiance Bay. This is the capital of the Free Palantate of the Deerwood. We started out as the capital of an old Adiran colony, but we booted the flaccid sceptre out from these lands 150 years ago. These days we're a major port receiving trade and visitors from all over the world, but we, some of us, strive to hold on to the pioneering spirit that earned us our freedom a century and a half ago. The city is divided into 5 districts: Copper Lane, First Fires, Hondra's Gift, Brackenbury, and Heritage Hill. He ticks them off with a callous finger. Tell me about Copper Lane. This here is Copper Lane. He taps a scuffed boot on the cobblestones. It's primarily a market district, but we've also got the Expedition Hall directly north here, where you can join treks into the wilds. There's also my fellow dozens martyrs, and I tend to meet up with the other concerned citizens. It points to a long down building west and north of the opposition. And that's where the Hall of Reveal Mysteries. Eerie place, you ask me. They got the biggest library in the Deerwood. Kind of less eerie indeed. It might be less so if more kith steps inside. Perhaps we ought to visit Rodney and just see what mysteries are revealed. Tell me about Brackenbury. A noise, disgust rattles in his throat. If the nobility didn't sail back to where they had stayed there, most of the families there trace their lineage back to old imperial times. Other than that, a lot of has-been nobility. You got Hadred House, where Lady Webb and her spies operate, and Brackenbury Sanitarium, the main cesspit of animancy in the city. Tell me about the First Fires. That's where the revolution started. That's the name. These days it's overrun by politicians and panders, but we'll take it back someday. That's where you'll find the Ducal Palace, the Valian Embassy, and Crucible Keep. He shakes his head. The Crucible Knights were the original freedom fighters in Defiance Bay, but now they're just strutting peacocks with their eyes on fancy titles and their heads up their asses. There's an old Temple of Wodica there too. We could be real nice for her. He winks. Tell me about Hondra's Gift. I got the name because it was a wetland that was drained back in the Imperial days. Now it's a seedy district populated by sailors, common folk, and more than a few thugs. But it's a fun place too, if you know where to look. He winks and elbows you. Look for a place called the Salty Mast when you're there. Other than that, it's mostly warehouses and abandoned homes. Something about Heritage Hill. He shivers. It used to be one of the most prestigious districts in this city. Heroes of the Revolution claimed plots up there, next to an ancient Ingwithan tower in the city cemetery. Had the best views in Defiance Bay. Attracts rich types these days. A lot of animancy patrons. He spits. He glances at the crowd and lowers his voice. You wouldn't have heard, but something happened over there a couple of months ago. The authorities sealed it off and are keeping their mouths shut. But mark my words, animancy's to blame. Never mind, let's talk about something else. So the dozens, it might be explained later, but the dozens get their name from the dozen people who blew up St. Whiteman, the living saint. They're believed to be the avatar of the god Aethys. Arthas Menethil. The Goose and Fox. Okay, let's rest up here. This sounds like an inn. You have to forgive me, got a bit of a pain in my neck. It doesn't help, I've probably just been here all this time. Everyone's a philosopher here. Look at the Goose and Fox. Bishop! Nice. My call sign Lancer is going to be Bishop. Call sign Bishop. The Carlton Navigator. The man behind the bar is nearly the size of an armorer. A handle protrudes from his back, and his face is set in a stoic frown. He gives you a small nod. Here for a drink! There's a tiny pewter cup in front of him. He turns it in one raw hand, but doesn't drink from it. Tell me about yourself. Her name's Bishop. Used to be a scholar at Barath. Now I run the Goose and Fox and keep the regulars in line. He shifts, and you see a warhammer strapped to his back. What more is there to tell? How'd you get from religion to taverns? My journey isn't as long as you think. I start with a hollowborn, and with this, he takes a black bottle from the bar and fills the pewter cup. It was my sister's son. He takes a drink. At the beginning of Weirdwind's legacy, he was one of the first. I never expected there would be so many after him. Tragedy is a part of the cycle, but it's followed by a rebirth. Yet every year, more parents were grieving for their hollowborn children. The gods were silent. So you lost your faith? He leans forward, crossing his arms on the bar. Barath promises a rebirth. Cycles. But the only cycle I found was this one. He taps the bar. Have a drink, have another, and another until I couldn't remember how I got home. Wake up, come back. I finally woke up one day to see my family had packed up and left. For all I know, they'd left late days before, I just hadn't noticed. But they were gone. So I came here. I've cleaned up since then. Not that I found my answers. He tosses the cup back. I've just stopped asking questions. This is a lively place. It was founded in the early days of the Day of Wooden Independence by a travelling scholar named Errol of Levi. He wanted a place where kith of all backgrounds could gather and hash out the issues facing the new country. He rests his elbows on the polished wood of the bar. It didn't take long for the place to fill up. Brackenbury aristocrats argued with dock workers on the gift, while soldiers wrangled with politicians. Dear Woodens were never have known to turn down an argument. They've never been known to turn down an argument, except for the time he got. I can imagine things got interesting. Soon, kith were coming from the farms and settlements too. He waves at the door, as if expecting a crowd to bustle in. This place even got even more popular with the valiant sailors than the Salty Mast. And that was the problem. He drains his cup. No matter what people say about fair-mindedness and civil debate, there's only so much people will tolerate. Errol found himself on the wrong side of an argument with the wrong Thane, and when he disappeared a few days after that, some said it was work of that Thane. He shrugs, spreading his hands over the bar as he surveys the room. But Errol knew which way the wind was blowing. If you ask me, skip town. Head out somewhere, open for rational minds to prevail in Defiance Bay. He cracks a wry grin. If only you could see it now. Could I get a room? I'll show you what I got. Got the common room. The suite of worldly wonders. Fletcher's Stay. Vixen's Burrow. Okay. And although they are of different prices, it's like you get different things from them. It depends on what you really want. So that's like the most expensive one. Vixen's Burrow. I remember one time, I'll tell you this. Oh, I like as well you got like the little logo there. The goose in the top left and right corners now. I used to rest for every single companion, so I'd have to go to bed 4 times, not realising, of course, that everyone gets the benefits. Yeah. That was very annoying. Oh, some refreshments. A yellow lab. We're going to eat a yellow lab. Panting merrily as it lives beside you. So I also got to buy all the food. And then we're going to sell a load of shit. If we've got a load of shit to sell, which I don't think we'd actually do. No. We can also recruit adventurers if we want to. But we don't need to. So we're already still in bed. That's great. We could breed some more souls if we want to. That miserable bastard. Well. Let's sort this person. Fun fact, a lot of this laughter will probably be part of the inn music. You hear it like in Sacred as well, in the inn music, the tavern theme. The laughter's part of it. It's sometimes, I think it was like the original Baldur's Gates as well. The laughter from the crowd and like clinking of glasses were part of the soundtrack, I think. Cainera. A woman sits by herself, spinning something on the table in front of her and watching it with furious intensity. It's about the size of a coin and it wobbles over in a crack in the wood with a metallic rattle. She snatches it up with one hand and slams the half-empty cup down on the table with the other. This is not a good time. What are you doing here? She takes a long drink from her glass. Just trying to calm down. I'm trying to talk myself out of something foolish. Something foolish? She says nothing for a few moments as her opinion leave. At last, Cainera looks up at you. A lamplight falls across her face. A purpling bruise is blossoming along her cheekbone. There's something I need to give to my fiancé, Benisk. Only he doesn't seem to go anywhere without his new friends, and they're not exactly pleasant company. Who hit you? She shakes her head. I know how this looks, but you don't understand. It's not like Pernisk. It's these new friends of his. They brought the worst out of him. Tell me about these new friends. They come into our house with their dead eyes and their black teeth. I'm not a fool, I know what it means. Pernisk makes me leave when they show up. It's obvious what they come to do. Last time they came I told them to get out. Let them have their fun somewhere else with the gift, but not under my roof. She scowls and then winces, her fingertips gently probing her bruise. Sveth changes you, I guess. The Pernisk I knew wouldn't have squashed a spider. Never thought it. So you can use Survival 2 or Intellect 10 to understand what it is. But Sveth makes people calm and listeners. It should make them violent. I thought Sveth made them not do much. I'm going to use the Survival. I don't really know. It seems better than believing he's always been this way. Maybe I could go talk to him. There's nothing more to say to him. We're finished. I just wanted to give this back to him and have a clean break. She opens her hand and a ring clatters on the table. Benevolent too. It was his grandmother's. Even after all this, I don't have the heart to sell it off. If I go back there myself, I know what will happen. I'll lose my temper. I'll probably wind up with another one of these. She points to a bruise. I wouldn't normally hand this off to a stranger, but people say you've got a good heart. If you give this back to him, you'll know we're done. I'll take this ring back to Ernest then. She looks at you and nods. The house is just north of here. Just, please don't hurt him. As furious as I am, I don't want that on my conscience.
Nice and quiet.
Where there's a pig, there's a way. It's finished.
Okay, so we've got a quest. The Vulture. Let's go upstairs, have a look if there's anyone else here. These look like interesting folk. I don't think it will be interesting talking to them just yet. They're soul people.
Where there's a pig, there's a finished.
Well, I just picked up now. Quest items. Oh, the most unfortunate tale of Favre and Bennett. Really treasure tree. Oh, there's a ring as well I picked up. Spirit Bane. Damage against spirits, damage against vessels, and 5. Ah! This simple wooden ring is orange and grey, and it glows when you're not wearing it. The ring's actual history is more speculation than fact. While all sources agree that it was owned by Errol of Levi, and that he acquired it after the period of exile, stories differ on the particulars of how he got it. Some say it was a gift from one of the gods, and others say it was a boon of a pact he made with a wicked power. Oh. I could wear that, but I think Durance might actually get more use out of it. Because that's very much his sort of thing. Yeah, I'm not going to deal with them. Probably need to talk to them later. But yeah. But otherwise, I'll have a look around town. You'll notice as well with towns, you don't need the to walk around to uncover the fog of war. When you can just yeah, because it's all unlocked for you. Now, I'm gonna say now, if you do like Defiance Bay, and the quests within, you will like. You may actually like Baldur's Gate, like the original Baldur's Gates, especially 2, because that takes so much more place in. Well, I know, City of Am, I think. But yeah, Baldur's Gate 1 towards the end actually takes place in Baldur's Gate. Come, take a look. Want to take a look? You want to find a collection of armor and weaponry in Defiance Bay, instead of Sunilds, of course. What's so special about Sunild? He operates in the expedition hall. He checks the thumb over his shoulder. Sells the best equipment in the city, but Wayne keeps her on a short leash. He keeps a fine inventory reserved for chartered expeditionists, members of the dozens, and anyone else he takes a liking to. Okay. His hand, Losthane's reach, Shatterstar? He actually bought Shatterstar. Blunderbuss. Martial firearms that are used for hunting or combat against other groups of enemies. They inflict an impressive amount of damage but fare poorly against armor. Despite this, like other firearms, blunderbuss are penetrating. Wizard's Arcane Veil. Arbalest. See, I think these are just ordinary weapons here, I think. Pike's Pride. Medium armor. Compare that to Saint's War armor. So TR7. Less defense against piercing. Okay. Recovery speed is about the same. Damage reduction. Stun reduction. And knockdown duration. +9 will. So it's actually getting stuff. Grants second rest on unconscious. Nice. It's nice, but it's not 2000 point copper nice. I need that copper. Hello, what's this? The Dunrid Demon. Okay, right. And how much is that? 3000 copper. 2 intellect. Okay. That's actually kind of neat. But do I want it? No. Oh, we can also sell the spellbooks as well. Spellbooks as well. We don't really need those. In fact, any armor that my character's carrying, I don't really need anymore, do I? No, I want the winged helm. Uh, uh, yeah, I don't think there's anything I want. Oh, lockpicks. I'll buy a pry bar, like a rope and grappling hook. So they're good for like automatically passing those skill checks. Laura,
How do you do?
show me your wares. Enchanted scrolls and rings. Some good stuff, but not that I particularly need it. Ring of Wizardry. Oh, that's really good, actually. That's really, really good. Only usable by wizard. +2 second level spell users, +1 fourth level spell users. Oh, that's kind of really cool. What? Cameo figurine. Summons Delemgan. Delemgan, I don't know what that is. One thing I will say that Obsidian Games did so much better later, and I'm really grateful for it, is they had this thing where basically what would happen is you could you could hover over text and some keywords, and it would just give you a brief rundown of it. And Owlcat Studios adopted this. So deflections, I've got even more now. 5 deflection there, nice. Because my defense is really low. Now,
How do you do?
rations for my journey. Dragon meat, okay. Dragon egg. There's me buying a load of rubbish. Oh, well, it's still a fine sword. A fine warbow. I'll actually keep that and compare it. No, I won't. I'll get rid of it. I do like having these things for alchemy, so I don't mind buying. I can't buy those anyway. Yeah, so I like to make sure I've got those for alchemy. So what's over here? It's just an ordinary person's house, we don't need to go there. Oh, can't walk on the grass. Nice. Right. So I'll quickly pause the game and save it. So yeah, you could hover, like, if it came up with a term like, I don't know, Earthus, you could hover over it and it would come up with like a little tooltip and just say, right, okay, this is what this name is, and this is who they are, and all this and the other.
The dozens. Pretty sure you won't find one among them who stood within 100 miles of that bridge when the Godhammer went off. Too bad, too. Then there'd be less of them.
Godhammer? That's what they called the bomb when they blew up Wademan with it. Don't know anything other than that. Anything calls a living god, guess you gotta name it. I don't think Holmes sells the dozens. There's 12 dear Woodens stood outside Helget's citadel waiting for Wademan to cross the bridge there. They had to hold him there long enough for the Godhammer to detonate. So that's what they did. What do you have against the dozens? Nothing serious. Nothing I don't have against a lot of folks, anyway. The dozens, they like to take things into their own hands. Gets ugly sometimes. We don't have them in Gilded Vale, but they're at home there. They picked the name so they could do what they wanted and feel like it was right. Got nothing to do with honor or sacrifice. They do. They like to invoke Magrin too. Especially when they want to feel right. Somehow, I don't think she'd be too impressed with that lot. I'm sure she'd like to set them on fire at any time they use a name, but the guards probably got rules against that kind of thing. People hide behind symbols so they can't be questioned. There must be plenty of other groups that are better reflections of the figures that inspired them. Surely Magran has worthier followers. The Duke's a reasonable man. Maybe while we're in Defiance Bay we can get him to force the people to call themselves what they are. Don't imagine they'd have as many members if they call themselves the loudmouth sheep fuckers. Let's continue on. Good idea. So yeah, so they were the ones, the dozen were called such because they were the ones who crafted and made the bomb. And I think Durant is actually among them. Top floors off limits. Zvev can be traced back to the provisioners of the Valian republics, where the markets, the plants in question enjoy a rapidly rising demand. Most commonly chewed or inhaled, Zvev is infamous for the near catatonic state in which it places its adherents. Those who use it claim that the drug gives them a more sense of urgency and meaning, lost when the effects fade. More colourful accounts claim that the drug allows one to look within themselves and witness the side of their own soul. Oh, so you see when I hover over things like that, I do it over mechanics. So it tells me what, like, resolve is. So it's kind of like that when I was talking about like tools before. This, like, it would be law. So if I said, like, Valian Republics, if I hovered over there, it would give me a little brief introduction as to what the Valian Republics actually are. The card holds up a hand as you approach. You can turn back right there, you can turn right back around. The lower floor is all yours, but nobody goes upstairs. Why not? He scowls. Because you'll be breathing through holes in your neck if you go up there, that's why. Just mind your own business. Once you're on the Svef, you're not gonna care too much where you are anyways. Any chance you could look the other way? I do like the view over this way. He turns around. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to find my save files and delete them because I think that's the only way I'm getting. Because this is just way too slow. I've got a feeling the save files are actually taking up a lot of room. Yeah, I've just realised I better not load too much, otherwise it might spoil things. Benisk.
Hail, traveler.
Well now, a new face. Welcome, friend. My name's Benisk, and this is my humble abode and place of business. And I do hope that you're in here to do some business. What is your business exactly? If you have to ask. Let's be clear. You go running to the guards, you're gonna regret stepping one foot in this place. In fact, I'd even put odds on you regretting every decision you made in your life to leave you standing in front of me right now. But you stay smart, and I figure we can end up with some very good friends. You can ask my previous customers. They'll vouch for my supply. I'll keep it simple. If you do have the coin, I have the Svef. You're free to make any use of the premises, as long as you don't do anything stupid, and you don't get to tangling with the other customers. Now, what can I get you? What is Svef? You're serious? Svef's worth every pound, my friend. It's in... pound. I like that, because, like, my dad and I joke about Poundland. And what's Poundland? Poundland's like, I don't know, I guess the dollar store. It's where you get everything for a pound, or a pound. You get everything for a pound. It's worth every pound, my friend. It's incredible. Let's just say your own soul. And if you're looking at Defiance Bay, it's first and foremost merchant. Let me have a look at your stock. So you can buy it for 135 copper.
I'm on the trail.
So we can be seen, so we can't steal from there yet. What if we just go upstairs?
Brave down.
Okay, they're all safe. Of course I'm down. I'm not even mad at this point, you know. Marked prey. Who's the strongest right now? Feel high self position.
Brave down, not believe.
Okay, so they've actually got some fine gear, and that's, I think that's a soul. Soul skull coin. Stole the soul son. Use 5 value transactions. Silver fanning. Cover panned. Okay, okay.
I shall.
I shall. I better just check around as well for traps, because like this is the sort of place I've got a feeling where, yeah, they're gonna have that sort of thing going on.
Hey. What is it?
Hello? Hello?
Different dialects. Ah! This is good. I'm gonna give, you know what, I'm gonna give Obsidian praise for this. I think this needs to be earlier in the game, or possibly even added to your inventory as soon as possible. Or you have a character say, hey, look, take this. I'm not gonna read through all of it, but this is what it sounds like. Ea creates an Ea sound. It's like a colloquial salutation. Heya. Ao sounds like Ao. This sound is used in the modern world Eora. Aora. A is AE, such as Wraith. Wraith, okay. A. Oo as in loop. Y E as in B. Could you? It sounds like the consonant Y as in you. So could you would be you. SC sounds like sh. So you pronounce scop like shop. Okay. CG sounds like j, like the other words edge. Okay. Aldwin is pronounced Aldween because of the long vowel on the sound of the Y. Derniska sounds Dernish, since the final SC cluster sounds like an ish sound. Yeah, I was just about to say, yeah, that'd be Yester. Sounds like Yester on account of the GJ consonant cluster. Sledge. Theish. Ushgrim, and not Usgrim, okay. Ingmar, okay. So yeah, I could imagine Ingmar. That's really good. That's fantastic. I'm glad that they have that. I will actually say that that's sort of what like a design bible or a design document looks like. You know, that when you actually share with your developers this information, Emil, this is what it looks like.
As you wish.
Yeah.
A blade in the dark.
Penisk. Man lies bound and bloodied on the floor before you. His face is a tapestry of bruises and blood is spattered across several corners of the room. The man sobs and cries as you approach. God, please, please no more. I can't take any more. I'm not here to hurt you. You're not. Oh, praise Barath. You're not one of his men, are you? Please, I don't know who you are, but my name is Penisk. This is my house. You have to help me. Then who is that downstairs? An imposter. Some wizard named Nerid. He came into my house, tied me up here, tortured me. And now he and his men have been eating my food, breaking my things, selling stuff inside my own house. You just turned up all of a sudden? This would have been a lot easier if you weren't trying to hide something. Rationale 2. Venice looks away, unable to meet your gaze. You figured me out faster than my supplier. I may have hung on to a tiny portion of his share, but I needed that money. So you're a theft dealer. Look, I know it's not the best line of work, especially with what's happened. But it pays well, very, very well, and well, people want this stuff, don't they? But is it worth all this? Losing Kenra? I have to. I'm sorry, I don't have any other trade. Nothing that's going to support us. Someday I'll get out of the business, but we don't need it anymore. What does your supplier do? He sent over the wizard Nirid, the man downstairs, to make up with the lost copper, I guess, and to hurt me while he was at it. It feels like I've been days. It's been days. What do you need me to do? I can't go out there. Not at least downstairs. I've been tied up for the gods knows how long. Please, you have to kill him. Maybe I can convince him to leave. You don't know him. What he's capable of. You'll see soon enough. So things really are not as they seem at all. Normally I do like solving things without bloodshed, but it's just so fun.
Hey,
Following your lead. Of course.
Ready, Watcher. I'm here.
yes?
What is it?
Before I continue, I just want to check something real quick. I'll tell you now, time has not been flying today at all. It's given me so much time to do so much recording, which I'm very grateful for. Oh, bollocks, I knew this was going to happen. Sorry about this game. It's not uploaded. The thumbnail for the last part. I'll let that do. I'm sorry. Alright, okay, let's play. I found the menu tied upstairs. And those are the one claiming to be Pensick. Penisk. Toothy smile falters. That's so. Shame you had to go digging around, friend. Because now, I can't exactly allow you to leave, can I? I was getting tired of pretending to be that sad sack anyhow. Guards! It's your funeral. Oh, I haven't set your stuff, have I? Shoot the wizard. Push them over. What else are we going to do? They're all in red range, I can't do that spell. Dazzling Display might actually be a really good idea. Confusing areas in the area of effect. Okie dokie, I need to do this. Heal everyone. And Crucible of the Soul. Stop! I give up. Just leave and I'll go peacefully, alright? Too late. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so he's confused, so that's good. You don't need to engage that one. Oh, they're friendly. Okay, that's great. In that case, yeah, you can go after that one. Let's put some defensive abilities on everyone. Let's consecrate the ground. I'll come back to you. Aloth, I need you back, but I need you to target someone over there. In fact, oh yes, let's use the webs. Make sure they can't move. Let's cook the fuckers. Right, okay, and now everyone will just attack them. If you can't reach, switch to your secondary weapon. Does a rod actually have a ranged weapon? And it's just a melee weapon. Actually, it has got reach. Yeah, it's gonna hit everyone there. I'll use the magic missiles for change. Look at this. And I have to level up. Praise me. Feels like an age since I last leveled up this character. Yep, I want to improve my law skill. And I think I want to improve my... No, I'm going to hold on to my points. We get the new stuff. Despondent Blows, Blessing, Pillar of Faith. How I miss thee. I have that on my Paladin. Pillar of Faith's brilliant. It's one of the best offense spells you're going to get. For like holy stuff. And then... Athletics. Save your points for the next level. Defender. And also more conservative strategy. Plus 2 enemies engaged, -5 deflection. So he's more likely to be hit. Vigorous defense, what about that? You know, so the fact all incoming blows increasingly draw. Oh yes, all defenses. But is there anything else I can actually do? Competent aim. Grades into hits, 20% damage. Just one barrage. Raising accuracy into the fray. Pulling it into immediate melee range, causing piercing damage, leaving them dazed. Grants a bonus to damage with swords. No, I'm gonna go for something like this. Yeah, so I'm gonna go for that. Increase their defenses. Let's deal with all the mercenaries. Are they all dealt with? They're all dead.
I'll see it done. It's finished.
Three pages worth of stuff. Okay, alright, let's have a look. In the stash. That's Nyrid's book. Does he have some robes? Sword? Cloak? Let's have a look. Eldritch Aim. Let's learn that. And a mirrored image, let's learn that. Hopefully now these addicts can get all the help they need. Unfortunately, it's likely they'll be thrown in the sanitarium for the animists. Is he done? Is he dead? He's already been taken care of. I can't believe this nightmare is finally over. You've no idea what you've done for me, but I need to find my love, Kenra. Only, after what I had put her through, I'm afraid she won't give me a chance to explain. She might listen to you. Please, she must be somewhere in Capella. It's the only home she's known. Please, don't tell her other stuff. About what I do. I could make it worth your while. A discount, maybe. Kenra sent me here in the first place. She did. That woman helped save my life without realizing. Please, bring her home and tell me everything. Tell her everything is back to normal. I can't thank you enough, truly. How I've missed my core, Kenra. Onwards we go. I read add meth, then they just mentioned something about add meth, and I thought, they add mech. I thought, oh, is that a reference to woman? No. Oh no, it's something else entirely. Okay. Kenra. What happened with Penisk? Did you give him the ring? Penisk was being imprisoned by his powerful wizard. However, real Penisk also deals Sveth. Sorry, I'm gonna have to be honest. Defiance Bay minor positive. I had no idea. Penisk. Damn it! How would I trust them after something like this? They lied to me this long. I should just be glad I found out about this before the wedding. You're smart to stay away from it. There are other men in Defiance Bay. Right now you need your help and forgiveness. You think I could help him turn around? I hadn't thought about it that way. You really do see the best in everyone. I appreciate what you've done for us, and I'm certain Penis feels the same way. You're welcome to see us if there's anything you need. Oh, and take this. Picked it up from one of the merchants to help me understand my decision. I'll be fine without it now. Unwavering resolve. Intellect +2. Of resolve +1. We'll give you that. Give you that. Right. Taxes collected. Okay, so we lost some to bandits. So, when you have the stronghold, you collect money, you collect taxes. And depending on your security, depending on your prestige, that determines how much you get. And then depending on how much your security, that depends on how much you lose. The more security you have, the better it is. But also the more prestige you have. But they usually cancel each other out, so you gotta have that fine balance. But yeah. Heloth, let's boost your law skill. Carry over your points. So now we get to choose 2 spells. Let's have a look. Galakoth's Minor Blights, creating a ball of energy, throwing out energy enemy. Oh. Is anyone caught in the area of effects? Blights are continually replenished. Okay. Exposed vulnerabilities. Reducing the damage reduction, concentration. Yes, absolutely go for that. Arduous delay of motion. Arcane Dampener. Suppressing all beneficial abilities. Yeah, I'm gonna go for that. Durance. I believe this is gonna be quite simple for you. Law. Yeah, that'll do. Same. He gets his priest abilities. Nice. I think that's really about it, yeah. Let's have a look around. So what's down here? So we've got Brackenbury, we've got the Catacombs, First Fires District, the Scrivener's Dormitory, Lumdala's house. Have a look down that way. Also got the Forum here as well. Oh, Lumdala's there. The Pallid Knight. This is full of women as it is. God, Diane, my children. What of it? But you have no children. Of course I do, you fool. The wealth of them. Great armfuls of gold and... That is, golden hair tots. All of them who I love dearly. Ha. I prefer the joke about the Pallid Knight myself, but yeah. The statuesque woman has a gaze that could cut stone. She turns her chiseled cheekbones to the sky and favours you with a look of acknowledgement. Her eyes shimmer under a silvered eyeshadow and raise a precise line of kohl. Before you can speak, she throws up a hand in a dramatic fashion.
Good day, stranger.
Autographs out of the performance, please. Great art requires great concentration. Greatness is expected from the revel of stars. What is the revel of stars? We are the finest theatre troupe in the city. We believe that the best art is immersive and true to life. She looks at the amphitheatre with rapturous expression. We stage our performances right here in Cup Lane for the edification of all. I suppose you could spare a moment. I suppose we could spare a fan. Does the Revel of Stars take in many new members? But of course, good drama is a balm to the soul. We wish to offer a true theatrical experience to as many as possible. What kind of members do you take? We take in the new and the old, the tall and the small, the experienced and the inexperienced. Whoever is best suited to fulfill a role to the utmost. How long do you keep members? As long as they're able to satisfy the demands of their roles, she smooths a wayward strand of hair. True acting can be a grueling process, so some last longer than others. I'd like to ask something else. Very well. If you happen to know any aspiring thespians, please send them my way. Her lips stretch to a hungry smile. We always have a new place for officers. What do you do? Well, that depends entirely on the demands of the role. She lays a slender hand on her chest. I am the Pallid Knight, the Widow of the Wood, and the warrior Queen Mukka. And at all times, all at different times. To live a different life each day is a glorious thing indeed, my friend. Oh well. Good dial. Sorry, I can't tell right now. So much about what grew. Okay. Let's have a look at a house. I have to say Defiance Bay is a lovely city. truly worthy of being the capital. Reminds me of one of the cities from Two Worlds. That's another game I'll have to play at some stage. You will not forgive me for playing it, but I could play it. Yeah, it's an interesting one. And not Two Worlds 2. I can't get that to run for some reason. It just does not want to work on my PC. But Two Worlds 1, I played to completion and loved it. Painted depicts a famous scene from The Light of Dawn, in which a traveller and a ghost happen upon a starving man. Ooh. Don't mind me, just gonna raid your house. Don't try and find me, there's a doorway here. And it will win. See, that's the MVP, isn't it? Okay. So that requires the proper key. Which means being sneaky deaky. That's the world map. In fact, what's out? What's out here? Anything new? No, just the usual. Okay then. Scrivener's Dormitory. Look here. Right, let's have a look at strongholds. So now we've done that. Purchase something else. Requires the Western Barbican and the main key. A lot of this stuff requires certain things. So Warden offers high level bounties. So they it is worth doing this because then you can get buffs, like a boost to your Constitution Athletics when you rest there. The Hedge Maze requires a Bailey. So God, this is like Travian, this takes me back. So you need to buy a Bailey, or we can buy a main keep. Bailey. Where is the necessities for keeping up the stronghold self-sufficient to building this, but we need the main keep. So if I build the main keep, it's going to take 3 days. I can't build the Western Barbican until I've done that, so let's build the main keep. So that'll be 3 days. Scriveners. Grinder is especially cranky today, and that's saying something. Okay. Well, let's have a look in here. And see who we can see. Oh dear. I'll report myself to a guard at once. Pay the fine. That was a bit silly, wasn't it?
Adair, you have said you fought in the Saints' War, but for which side?
The one that blew up my god.
I didn't mean anything by it. I imagine a man with a head made of fire and light could be very convincing.
Funny thing about Dear Woodens. With all that fire and light, they just treated him like another authority figure.
Okay, so I've lost a little bit of reputation here. Being caught stealing. So there's not really crime punishment by the looks of things. Defiance Bay, neutral.
Welcome.
Well, Xyla's face, you are one shot ogre. But why are you green? How are you getting the ducks to keep flying around you like that? Let me guess, you smoked a lot of white leaf, or did you get your hand on some snowcap? He claps his hands and laughs. Snowcap? Who? What's snowcap? So few people know snowcap, much less ogres. He beams his head at you and nods his head. You're a scrivener? Yes, I am a scrivener. I read books, I write books. I once ate a book, but only because it looked like a sweet pie. Or because perhaps it was sweet pie, baked to look like a book. Interesting. Oh, I'm also a collector of herbs. Flowers, plants, I sell them. Mostly, I eat them. How about the dormitory? It's where the scriveners who work at the hall of revealed mystery sleep. I'm a scrivener. This place smells like old stockings. And so we can buy some stuff from him. And he does have a lot, but it is quite pricey, so I don't think I'll be getting too much into it. Vera Corin, thanks. So it's all theft if I try and steal from this place. Oh, if I try to take from this place.
Let's see what lies this way.
I'm sorry, I didn't realise these two needed levelling up. I'll boost your mechanics skill. Yeah. Hello, the endless host. They're harbingers of doom. One stood against the power of the saint. One doesn't stood against the power of the saint. Yeah, that's the... Yeah. Rime of Frost followed the footfalls of Karth. Sure-handed Eela knocked her arrows with speed. Fox and the farmer did run and leap. Reduces accuracy of disengagement attacks for arrows in the area. That's not really worth going for, I think. Decreases reload time. Increases the speed of ranged attack for all allies. Oh, that's not bad. I could do with that, actually, because I do have... actually, yeah, I'm going to go for that one. Because that's very good. Because these are good for Aura Frightened. Resolve and Dexterity reduced by 2 and Accuracy reduced by 10. Frightened isn't really worth it all, if I'm honest. At the moment, anyway. So, knocked out arrows with speed. So, I'm just going to quickly have a look at your chance. How do I do your chance? I did chance, here we are. So, chant A, March of the Kamara. So increases the movement rate and ally reflexes. Then sure-handed Isla knocked her arrows with speed. So it takes 4 seconds. Last 4 seconds, it lingers for another 4.2. Okay, there we go. Dull the edge and blood the point. Doesn't last very long, so I might actually get rid of that. But I think I'll go for those ones instead. Okay. We'll go with Chant A. And you need Sagani, you need leveling up. I'm going to boost your mechanics. I'm going to save it there. Arrow Sense. It's pushed visible arrow sensors, become especially sensitive to incoming range attacks that target deflection. Okay, not bad. Predator Sense. Oh, already affected by it, which no, I don't think I don't have that much of that. Swift Aim, no. Defensive Bond yields preternatural innate awareness of incoming danger, giving both significant bonus to defense when both are subjected to the same area effect attack. I don't know. Oh yes, Stalker's Link, I'm definitely going for that one. Accuracy when attacking the same target as the animal companion. That's, yeah. Yeah, having those two work together is going to be great.
Well?
So yeah. So that's good stuff. It won't be long before I need to get some eats. I'll shut that down for the moment. What time are we on? Yeah, let's do a bit more. There'll be other things to do here. For us, we can go first fires, or the hall will reveal the mysteries. Ooh. It's gonna be some sort of museum, I suspect. I will say if there's one thing that I don't like.
Wager there are more than a few banned books in here.
Yeah, if there's one thing that I have a complaint with, a lot of games, especially CRPGs, where you can see the top-down view, they don't get population or scale very well. I mean, okay, fine, scale's hard to do, but it would be nice to see, like, you know, more people, more NPCs wandering around. It can't take up that much
Good day, stranger.
processing power, surely. You're welcome to browse the stacks, but mind that you keep your voice down. This is still a temple, after all. Grimda doesn't tolerate disorder. Who's Grimda? Why, she's the High Archivist. She's one of the most accomplished scholars alive today. Nothing goes on here without her knowing about it. Almost nothing anyway. Scratches behind her ear. You should probably tread lightly around her today. This is a temple. Looks like a library. That's because it is. Whale is the god of mysteries and answers, encryption and decryption, concealment and revelation. She raises her hands to the rows of shelves. Its guidance comes from the understanding of the unknown and the protection of hidden knowledge. The Hall of Revealed Mysteries was built to celebrate that. To think there's such a place in the Deerwood. Incredible. I'd love to have a glimpse of the archives. How many secrets will sit upon these shelves? Fascinating. Isn't it? Temples dedicated to Whale tend to hold vast stores of knowledge. We use that knowledge to unravel and preserve the mysteries of the world. Don't worry about yourself. Covers abroad, shoulders back. I am a scrivener and a devotee of Whale. It's my duty to look after our records and resources. Her chest swells with pride. Well. Yeah. So Whale is the god of mysteries. The symbols on these pages writhe and shift. They're dizzying to look at. Yeah, so this is like... I mentioned in the archives of the Grimda's permission. In there. Ooh.
Keeping an eye out.
This is the hand cult. Hello. Final Jonas. My son. Tomorrow I become the effigy. Tomorrow I become Skane's embodiment on Era. Tomorrow my master chokes on his own whip. For months we met by secret conclave to plot our landlord's demise, all the while working the fields as if our hearts were content. Skane teaches us to plot with those who... teaches us to plot with the mind, while keeping one's face impassive, inscrutable. Fair fights are for those with armies. The quiet slave is our whetstone, our focus. In his worship our cause finds focus, clarity, and possibility. Tomorrow my master chokes on his own whip. By the time you read this I will be dead. I pray Skane does not abandon me for speaking of my plotting, but his son deserves to know how his father died. For I volunteer to be the effigy. Skane will inhabit my body, using this old farmer's simple flesh as a puppet of godly rage. I have shaved and anointed. Tomorrow morning I will be your father in name only, as my manhood will be removed, my nose and ears removed, and my useless mortal eyes will be replaced with flint stones through which Skane might see the world. My son, I am sorry for the lies I've told you these past few seasons, but Skane demands secrecy. Even your mother knows nothing of my furtive service to the quiet slave. Curse my name if you must, but never weep for me, for I die for the betterment of our community, to smite our lord's corruption in the face of Viora. Tomorrow my master chokes on his own whip, for tomorrow I become the effigy. So, Skane is the god of silent hatred. He's not necessarily an angry god. He's very much revered by slaves, by the downtrodden, by those in poverty. Basically, he's the He's the curse you mutter under your breath as you pass someone you dislike. He's the the thoughts and the schemes that you think of when, you do something that you've been told to do, you don't do it. Yeah, Skane's very much the god of the slaves. He's worshipped by slaves and by the downtrodden. And, yeah, who knows, maybe he'll come to their aid. But yeah, he's one of the most, I guess, understandable gods to worship. Few people who actually need to worship him, if they're not in their absolute dire straits. But there are a lot of those who do. Missives of the Hand Occult. Dearest brother, or was it sister? May this letter find you in well spirits. A man of thuggish appearance bearing stormed into my library the other day and demanded I help him find a book on the construction of an arquebus. I thought it proper service to Wales to steer this man toward an illuminated manuscript on the subject of whittling toy soldiers and other miniature props. Amused by my solution, I shrugged and said, "What is an answer without a question?" He did not find my spiritual rhetoric helpful or amusing, and so punched it out 2 of my teeth. I trust your summer has been less tumultuous than mine. In more important news, my apprentice claims that she saw the eyeless face in a dream the other night. I admit I was so mad with envy that I first I refused to believe her. Well, forgive me for such lapse in judgment. She described an Almoa of brilliant blue hues, with a featureless face surrounded by a swarm of eyes, no 2 eyes alike. She claims Whale ignored her questions, and she can't recall any specifics of what she said. In fact, my apprentice seems not to have forgotten many things since before the visitation. She could not tell me where she grew up or what she liked to eat. At first, I was so envious of her having seen a whale with her own eyes, but it seems that Whale's visit was to conceal, not to illuminate. I pray she endures this test of faith and can look back at the event with feel the joy of mystery. What is an answer without a question? Last week I felt the solution was ignorance, but after Whale's visit, I feel a road without length is closer to the capturing of the riddle. I worry my apprentice will look back at her visit from Whale and feel cheated, robbed of some moment of clarity we all thought we were owed when we first joined. I tried to tell her she was lucky, but she was too young to understand. What is an answer without a question? May I be dead and my soul scattered to the winds before anyone knows for certain. So Whale is he's very much an annoying sort of god in the he's very much like Zinch, which is like maddening, a chaotic understanding of anything, of life, the mystery, the universe, life and the universe. I imagine the answer to his question is the number 42. Daily affirmations, focus and efficiency. 1. All errors can be reforged into lessons. Abaddon rebuilt himself from ruin. No setback is insurmountable, not even death itself, so long as the soul is dedicated to the task. 2. Work hard, work well. Abaddon demands only honest labour and forthright service. All errors can be reforged if your first intentions are pure. All ignorance can be reforged into knowledge. Master your craft, excel at what you have been asked to do. Do not offend your teacher by remaining a student forever. 4. Each generation must forge its successors. Teach your trade to all who are willing to learn, and in doing so, multiply the fruits of your knowledge. 5. All difficulties can be reforged into triumphs. Meet strife with humility and acceptance. Let adversity temper the ingot of your will, and you will never shatter. 6. Embrace your station. Fulfill the duties of your rank and meddle not in the affairs of your betters. All guilds fail at their weakest link. All loss can be reforged into strength. Profitable work heals all emptiness. So long as you have the tools of your trade, you will always be able to forge wealth anew. 8. Value the works of others, and they will value your works in return. Share the harvest of the hungry, and your tools with the destitute. 9. All souls can be reforged into whatever we will. Hard work is not exclusive to life. Death is no time for complacency. Commit yourself to excellence in this cycle and the next. And party on, dudes. The Saints' War. I'm going to grab that book because that might actually be a useful one to have.
Well?
It might be interesting reading to go through the whole Saints' War stuff. Keep searching. The obscured leaves clues for those who seek. Possibly this painted eye seems to move whenever you turn your back. Yeah. Whale's kind of cool. One of the more interesting gods of the game. But the thing is like it's kind of like the god. If you want a god where like your character's like pretty indecisive, or like you just want the priest powers without any of the responsibilities, play Whale, because everything that you do is probably part of Whale's plan.
Welcome.
An elderly dwarf surveys the stacks. Her skin looks as tough and wrinkled as a walnut. Despite her stature, she manages to look down her nose at you. You're welcome to look around, but let the priests and scriveners continue their search. She shoots at the nearest robed figure within glare. We don't want to give them any other excuses. What are they looking for? Maybe I could help find it. She sizes you up, stroking your chin. Could you now? You shouldn't. You certainly couldn't do any worse than this lot. Thieves made off with an ancient scroll of Whale. They entered the blaspheme by selling with that which should remain hidden. A secret of the 100 Visions. Her wiry eyebrows arch over spectacles. The guards caught one of them, but were overzealous in their interrogation. All they could piece together was something about a farmhouse on the road to Deerford. Track the thieves down. I don't care what you do with them. Bring back the scroll. Well, rewards the persistent seekers, and so do I. I need to scroll of Whale. There's a fine prize. Oh, 1 second. I don't know how long I've been muted, I do apologise. Very little, except they're foolish enough to believe that they could steal from the God of Secrets, that of flee into a farmhouse. How should I handle the thieves? Well, you can. Kill them, rob them, leave them. It makes no difference to me. I'll consider one of Whale's mysteries. What's so special about the scroll? Whale is the God of Secrets. If I told you that, cheapen it, wouldn't I? It's a parable. The kind that nourishes the inquisitive mind and poisons the foolish. What's something else? Tell me about yourself. I'm the High Archivist of the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. She coughs slightly into fist. And I'm too old and too busy to be bothered about with any questions. Even just one or two. Don't worry about Whale. No, no matter.
Well met, friend.
A smile reveals a row of crooked teeth. That's the rub, isn't it? Well, it's the god of things hidden and revealed. The more of the 100 visions one sees, the more one has yet to discover. Though often called Whale, he who sees and is not seen, it is neither male nor female. To assign any definitive characteristic to Whale is to miss another essential part of its divinity. The 100 Visions? A term of reference for Whale's many revelations. Despite the name, they are infinite. Each epiphany leads to yet another enigma. I thought I was busy. So, that's just another quest. That's one we can deal with later. Let's not bother. So yeah. Let's see if there's anything else we can do here before we move on, because I think I'm going to call it a night. I want to assemble my kill team for 40k. Well, I don't really want to actually. Like, the modelling part is like my least favourite. The painting I actually prefer. I know a lot of people are the opposite. Let's go to the first fires. Spent 15 minutes travelling.
Well, whatever happens, at least we're out of that mud hole, Gilded Vale. I grew up in Gilded Vale. Quaint. That's what I meant to call it. No, you had it right.
The stones of this ancient tower have been blackened by centuries-old fires, surrounded by a patch of wildflowers. Looks like a memorial. Wish the text would linger around a bit longer. Can I change that? Lie. No. Oh, area looting as well. That's a godsend. You can thank World of Warcraft and Warlords of Draenor for that. For all its faults, that expansion did a lot of good.
Is this the old church you were looking for?
Praise the
Praise to the exiled queen. May her crown be restored and her justice prevail. Come to pay your respects to the queen that was.
You.
Lord Ardwellen Rugford III, and pleased to make your acquaintance. I came to the Deerwood on one of the first ships from Adia, and unlike the yokels and hut dwellers around here, I still keep to the old ways. And so you did. These savage colonists may have burned it down, but worship of the Oathbinder is alive and well. These stairs lead to the main sanctum. These stairs, of course. The sanctum was always below ground, adjacent to the catacombs, so it wasn't destroyed by the fires. There are various entrances throughout Defiance Bay, but I dare say the easiest to reach is in Copper Lane. I haven't been to that part of town in ages, but as I recall, it's somewhere near the southern gate. Worshipping Woodica, the exiled queen and Oathbinder. I come every day to offer my devotion. I'd love nothing more than to book passage back to Adia, but it is my Emperor's wish that I serve in these barbaric lands. And so I do. A queen among the gods. She oversees laws and oaths. Everything has a rightful place, and Woodica watches over them all. Of course, not everyone accepts this. Even among the other gods, her authority is questioned. But Woodica is also goddess of memory and vengeance, and she remembers. She'll remember every slight and trespass when she reclaims her throne.
She doesn't have a throne now.
I beg your pardon? Is this some sort of joke where you come from? A madhouse. That's what this town really needs.
You're right. It was not like you lost your footing for a minute. Feels that way. No, I feel. See into the ether. You're really a watcher, aren't you? Once in a great many generations, one of my people is born with the ability to speak to souls. Usually, such individuals become elders, rather than set of tracks in the snow. I would have thought my journey would be easier if I could see what you see. Looking at you, maybe I'm not so sure. My abilities are less, neither am I. Believe it or not, I would have rejoiced to know if I would pick to travel far in search of something great. But even these gifts come with a cost, don't they? Yeah, I was a little skeptically religious before. I can't say I've met a real watcher before. Oh, don't worry about him. He just likes doing that from time to time. Seems to cheer him up, so I just let him. Once you've seen it a few times, the shock wears off. Every time he goes a little strange in the face, I try to see if I can hear anything. It hasn't worked so far. See if you can get him to tell you what the spirit said. So if we want the Temple of Boudica, we've got to do that. That's the main quest, which I don't really need right now.
All these circling feet heading nowhere.
So that's Heritage Hill. That's the Ducal Palace. Brackenbury, Ondra's Gift, Copper Lane. We won't go into the palace just yet, we don't really need to. Just gotta see if there's any quests I can do here. So what's here? The abandoned house. Marauder's house. A lot of abandoned homes. Lighthouse. Salty Mast. Valiant Trading Company. Addicts.
Sagani.
Oh, boys. Character banter doesn't happen very often in this game, so I'm disappointed that I just accidentally skipped across that. Fish. You can't just barge into somebody's home like this. Who do you think you are? The offer lives here. Now get out. I mean, that's fine, fair enough. See, that's something interesting about like games like Gothic, where, yeah, NPCs do, like, just tell you, like, you can't just walk into people's houses. Like, it's kind of like goes against the, you know, typical things you'd expect in a video game, where you can just walk into someone's house, like, as if it's not a problem. Scratchy. Neck of blood. Well, this is most strange. But I get experience for walking into places, so it's not all bad. Ah, that's a thought, actually. Even though you haven't... So you actually get experience. If you look at the bottom right, it says, new map discovered. Hang on, move the way. So, new map discovered. Wondrous gift. And then said, even if the city is uncovered to you, you still want to actually get that stuff. Go to the places and then you get the XP for going there. You hear about my boy? The old woman looks like she hasn't slept in days. Her hair is a rat nest of tangles, and her eyes are lined with shadows. She casts an anxious glance at the door. You hear about Darren? Calm down and start from the beginning. It's my son. His father, Wade, took him fishing 2 days ago. I haven't seen them since. The neighbours are no help, and the city witch hardly bother with a gift these days. I'd be out on the docks looking by myself, but I can't leave the baby. Her eyes wander to a crib, and she lowers her voice. I don't want to take a hollow-born out, with the violence near the brothel. You have a hollow-born baby. The answer is etched plainly on her face. Whiteman's legacy is as potent in Defiance Bay as anywhere else. People are scared, and they're looking for someone to blame, whether it's those women at the brothel or families of these poor babes. I'd be nice if a guard or two stepped in and set people straight, but maybe that's just me. I don't approve of what goes on in Mayor's Place, but these attacks won't end as the gods' mercies, and it's only made harder to earn a living. Tell me more about that disappearance. Do you want to know? Oh, well, Darren. The ghost of a smile flickers back on her lips. He's a brave lad, if a little bit too bold for his own good, but he's always been a dutiful son and a gentle brother. He's got a dark hair, quick eyes, and a ready smile. When you find him, you'll recognize him in a heartbeat, I'm sure of it. What about Wade? Sometimes I don't know whether to rejoice or rue that he comes home as often as he does. He spends most of his time and all our money on drinking at the brothel. As ever since her eyes gaze returned to the cradle. The silent cradle. Where did you see them last? Wade was taking Darren fishing at the docks. This is 2 days ago. Okay, we're back at find it then. I don't know how to thank you. I don't know much to spare these days, but Andra bless you for anything you do. A quiet, motionless shape. It swaddles beneath filthy rags and moth-eaten towels. Pale green puzzles collides one of the loaves. Okay, let's find this boy. I suspect if he's gone fishing, he'll be down by the docks. So anyway, there.
God's
Well, there.
damn that son of a cool.
Everyone clenches a jaw and stares out towards the harbour with shimmering golden eyes. Eventually sensing your presence, he turns a feathered head towards you.
Want to run a down on its luck Valiant Trading Company? If you have more than half a brain, you could really do something with it. As long as you're willing to clean up a few bloodstains.
What's going on exactly?
Exactly. If I knew that, I'd be in a better mood. The only thing I know exactly is that Mestre Verzano is determined to wind up in a grave before the season turns.
Oh, that
Good
got
day
too
to you.
cool. These are the good stuff. What's finger gloves? A touch of rot and spreading plague. Oh. Too rich for my blood. Ring of Wonder. Belt of the Stelgar. Oh, there's Jacati. Some real nice stuff here. Wild Strike. Ah, only equipable by a druid. That lady, Palagina. Oh. Beagle dog. Click or cat. More pets. And binding copper. I do need some binding copper. We'll be talking to you later. Yes, we will see all these people. Some payday this turn into. Okay, what do you want now?
Hail and well met.
You, don't look like a guard. Say, you wouldn't be interested in making some coppers, would you? See that ship that went down over there? We're looking for someone to help me recover some missing cargo. We started in cold morn. We were making our way down to the river, loading and loading as we went business as usual. What exactly happened? Marie's dying as rest. We may have agreed to, take on a few crates for some place. I don't know what you'd try and pronounce that. A couple of lads stuck a peek at the cargo. Saw suits of armour and a broken scepter. Not why anyone would have broken anything. But these animals supply dirty stockings if you say they come from ruins. We're almost at Defiance Bay when their screaming started. I've seen my share of barroom brawls, but this sounded different. I was topside with the captain, and he and the first mate went below decks to find out what all the commotion was about. They didn't come back. I looked into the hold. I saw one of the suits of armour walking around by itself. It was covered in blood. When it saw me, it started running for the hatch, so I closed it. You had to keep those monsters from getting out. That's what I keep telling myself. I'm just a deckhand, but I was the only one left. I piloted the ship as best I could, but I hit rocks as we were just passing Brackenbury. I barely made it onto the Onger's Gift. Made it to Onger's Gift before I had to jump overboard and swim for the docks. I'd given up on the cargo and opportunity the payday. One of the lads pulled this thing up in his nets. It's part of that scepter. From what I recall, there were 3 other pieces. And you'd bet I'd find anything. I bet you'd find anything. I bet you anything they're somewhere in the shallows, too. If anyone can find them, there's profit to follow. There must be a reason why you haven't gone looking for the rest of the artifacts yourself. I could just get the ship as I did. I'm not taking a chance with those things. Maybe talk to the Crucible Knights about this. And Mythos wing relics. I doubt they'd arrest me, but I doubt they've seen a coin from the mess. What happens if I find the rest? You'll find the missing piece of the artifact, and an animated friend from my expedition days will find you a stack of coppers. All I want is to get out of this. All I want is a few £100 for my last payday. That sounds fair to you. I'll give you this stone and the name of my contact, and once you have everything else. Seeing the kid dredge this stone up in his net, and wager you could probably find the missing pieces out of the shallows during low tide. Isn't a boy named Darren around here? I see him every time I'm at port. He's the one who found the opal. Good kid. Despite that loafer of a father. Loafer? Drunk more often than sober, and poor company either way. He spends his scant coin at the salty mast when he's got his mouth to feed, and yet he thinks his hollow-born daughter is the curse on his family. Any idea where Darren could be now? That boy loves the ships. He's probably paying pirates to the sailors. We hadn't stowed away with the cargo. That's the information. So what do they want with the relic? He was always tinkering with those sort of things back in the day when we were young. He used to think she was a fool, retiring to some dusty study in Brackenbury. With that horror on the boat, I'm starting to think she made the wise choice. That's business. I'll be glad to sail with captains who are more careful about their cargo from now on. I go with worms' wings about the Duke's trafficking laws, but I'm too old to fight ancient horrors. I just want to enjoy my twilight years doing an honest day's work. Tell me about Andre's div. We've got docks, fishing, and steady ship traffic. All this sprang up around the docks. It's the poorest district in Defiance Bay, but one of the liveliest. And for lively, nothing beats a salty mast. You'd do better to ask a younger man than me if you want to know about that place. He nods toward a large round building towards the east. Emertal doesn't sound like a Deerwood name. That's because it isn't. I'm from the Accidental Plains, broad savanna north of the Deerwood. Not so different from the ocean in a way. There are places where you can stand and turn a full circle and see nothing but the winds making waves in the grass. But at moments like this, I wonder what business a plainsman like me had to get to water. Okay, so we've got to find a scepter that's animating armor. Or rather, the bits of it. Is that animating armor?
A dozen Adiran ships were shattered against these levees during the War of Defiance. Best to heed the astrologers, I find, where tides are concerned.
Place gets my blood beating in all the right places.
Durance hasn't said much either. He hears about this.
How do you do?
If you have a moment. You're not from around here, right? You don't light from your docks. I could use your help. What's the problem? Oh, thank you. You weren't lying, seeing your kind-hearted sort. He's the captain, or rather, not the captain himself, but his chest. His sea chest. He keeps all his valuables in there, tucked away safe. I was loading it with the rest of the things. I thought we were staying in port a couple of days, and I may have been a little distracted. Marcano nods toward the buildings nearby. I wasn't gone long, just now at the salty mast. When I got back, the chest was gone. It really wasn't that long. Whoever took it can't be far. Well, the shift's changed, now I'm on watch. I can't sneak off to look at it. The captain will kill me if he hears of it. I strung up on the yardarm. Please, if you could get it back for me, I swear by the flame I'll make it worth your while. You can have my pay. I won't be spending it if Captain Fortanero finds out anyway. It is where the thieves might have taken the chest. Well, the chest itself is pretty heavy. Nobody I've asked has seen it getting carried around either. I figured I must have snuck it off somewhere nearby or just out of sight. They can't have gone far. There's a pretty good lock on it too, so I'm hoping they haven't got it open. Unless they've taken axe to it, I suppose. If they've already got it open, I really am done for. Any chance in a little boy called Darren? Sure, yeah, he wanted to play on the ship, but I couldn't let him. Fortanero's getting very strict about that sort of thing. I'd shoo him off. I'm a little bit bad about it. Makes you think I'm not around here. Gut feeling. Could really use your help, though. You're a sailor? Yes, sir. I started about half a year back. The pay is decent, the sight of the sun coming over the sea. I wouldn't give that up for anything. I just wish I'd asked around about the captain first. Okay. So there's a missing crate. And there's no sign of Darren yet.
I've a shiver, won't leave my spine.
Well. Got anything to do with that scream? Let's go. Oh, only the key will unlock it. Shit, okay. We'll come back there later. Yeah, look at this. Have a look here. These are buildings here, the rooftops. This is all sunken.
Good day, stranger.
Interested in doing some construction work? Pays good money. I think you're in trouble finding workers. Workers who aren't superstitious coward anyway. Now for good coin. They send to tell them out of the job, they send an oath to the Lady of Lament and spit over the dock. They all think the lighthouse is haunted. ever since the floods of Andra's Gift, as you can see here. Echoes of the war. The flood suddenly claimed enough souls to pack a lighthouse full to bursting. Andra's Gift was flooded? Back at the end of the War of Defiance, it was one of the finishing blows to the Adairan military. Cost us a lot, though. The whole district was supposed to be evacuated, but not everyone left in time. The Adairas put anyone they found to the sword. The lucky ones who escaped the slaughter drowned hours later when Hadred's forces broke the dams. Locals said the lighthouse keeper was one of the people who stayed behind, and one of the last to die. I don't know why that makes the lighthouse any more haunted than the rest of the gift, but there you have it. We've gone inside. Who, me? Not exactly. See, my health is rather delicate and all that dust. Alright. When I saw two or more deckhands running as fast as they could down the pier, I lost my nerve too. I will take a look. Good. About time someone put an end to this cruel foolishness. Just be careful. I like believing ghost stories, but it is an old building, so watch your step. Some questions. Do you know what might be inside the lighthouse? If only. It's been uninhabited since they flooded Andra's Gift. Have you seen someone named Darren? Name doesn't ring a bell. If you find him, ask him if he's doing some construction. What are you building? An inn, allegedly. The Gift needs a spot with a little more class than the Salty Mast. This district has been in the dumps since the War of Defiance. It seemed ready for some fresh development. So imagine my excitement when I find this place. 3 floors tall, right on the water. A sale at a reasonable price. The seller suggests there were no other interested buyers, so I closed the deal before I'd taken time to really look into it. Stupid. Being from New Hamar, I knew about the floods, but I didn't know about the superstition surrounding the lighthouse. The seller was long gone by the time I found out. At this point, it'd be a miracle from the Lady Lament herself if I made my investment back. Tell me about the flooding of Andra's Gift. Hadred ordered it at the end of the War of Defiance. Oh yeah. Where did I... Oh, from Defiance Bay, are you? What gave it away? The accent or the fact that I was a dupe? We play a good point for this place. I'm from New Hamar, the northern coast. It's small in Defiance Bay, so I came here hoping for some fresh opportunities. Maybe a chance to do a little good in this neighborhood. Right, well, I think we've got one of our quests to do. I might actually wrap up a few of these before we leave. I know it's we're running over time, but yeah, I'm enjoying the game, and it's fun. It's nice to play. Oh yes, I think I mentioned before, Palagina, the NPC we saw before, the portrait. They're a godlike, like me, not of the death domain. But they are, oh, that's just fantastic. In fact, no. There you go back. We'll start on these ones and we'll work our way around. No, use that. I'm going to cancel mine. And why not bring down a Pillar of Faith on this lot here? Oh, I'm down. But not before casting that, so that's alright. Let's do it again. Let's consecrate the ground. 5 flames, who's that's going to hit? I don't know if flames actually do anything good, but let's launch a crackling bolt as well. Are they immune to prone? No. Put a repulsing seal down.
Fight on, my friend!
Okay, Durance is down, but we can go with that. Heal Seal, yes.
Ready, Rodney.
We gotta take better care of Ella.
Oh, it's just a matter of time now. That was a pretty darn tough fight.
I'll give it a try, as requested.
Let's also go into scouting mode as well. There might be some traps here. Okay. So story is before, I guess. Yeah, let's hit him with that AoE ability. You got any electricity spells? Yep, you're fine doing what you're doing. Defensive buffs to everyone again. You two hit that. In fact, no, you hit that, and you hit that. And if you mark it, some of them do more damage to it.
How may I help?
Okay, Durance is down.
Good shot with this.
Here we go. Ooh, primal water. Okay. I think whatever awaits us next, we're gonna have to use the doorway strategy. Wherever the doorways are. We did it in Radrick's fort, we can do it here. I can't believe how well that worked. It's not bad if you've got like cone-based abilities and whatnot, but it works really well. One of my proudest moments in D&D was actually like that, basically, where we... I think, actually, Durance might be a bit of a bad shape. You target them. I'll give you a mark against it. We're gonna buff our defense. Let's give ourselves second wind. Yeah. Kill yourself, and then Consecrate the ground. Oh, no, my Durance has died. Yeah, I think we need to get into that room. Or rest up. I don't know if you can rest in town, because I think it might be considered like vagrancy or something. Camping is not allowed in this area, okay. Can I excuse myself? Yeah, Durance is on death's door. He takes one more injury, he's fucking dead. Proper dead. D-E-D, dead. The capital D. Camping is not allowed in this area, yes, we have to go to the whorehouse. Okay. I'm sorry, I don't think that's the correct term to use anymore, is it? Brothel, I should say. I don't mean that as any, like, snarky remark. I do try to be respectful. I wonder if we can find this child as well. Grab his purse and go. Jesus. Help him up. Thanks. What happened? Look at my hat. God, just set that in the middle of the street. Oh. I was on my way to the club. Rough down, but the rebels never been violent. Even a night with Achille doesn't work this. Good grief. Okay, so if you want to go further down, you have to wait for daylight. Ah. That's actually quite clever. There's a day and night system. Yeah. All the three fingers. While people stand and gather around what appears to be a wooden chest. One of them, a grizzled and rough-looking character, looks up at you, then sneers. Took a wrong turn somewhere, did you? Let's turn around and walk on. Tell me that's the second look. Oh. You walked down your last beer. Don't think so, somehow. Right. Oh, shit. Yeah, you need to go. Right. In fact, defense bonuses for all. Let's cut the ground. Second wind. What are you doing? Fuck's sake. Right. We're resting it in. Like, Durance can't stay alive during these fights, so...
As you wish.
And doorways aren't gonna help me here. Yeah, he's fucking dead. Fast mode, if you please. Okay, let's see if we can rest here. That's really all I want to do. Just rest.
Nothing like this in Gilded Vale. Just Wallaroo of the milkmaid. She knew what she was doing.
Overfried cod, watered ale, and prostitution. A bastion of Deerwooden culture.
I hope you aren't expecting to find the leaden key in here.
Visit new lands, see the sights. I do love travel.
Now to find a home for my other staff.
Gods keep you.
I don't see many outfitted like you are looking for trouble. You aren't looking for trouble, are you? Kind of trouble you haven't. The kind that's bad for business. Local rowdies are taking to harassing my hard-working boys and girls. And our customers. They started showing up after this rash of Hollowborn. They've been driving my regulars away. She looks up and down, scratching her chin. There aren't too many who care about what happens in a place like the Gift. But word is you're an exception. The knights are too busy sniffing around Duke over to bother with us commoners. I'd just as soon as not deal with their bureaucracy anyway. I could investigate as long as I couldn't. Oh yeah, I can help. These stacks sent to Roman groups, which suggests to me that these aren't random incidents. You put a stop to these attacks and I'll find a real good nice way to thank you. Got me? I'd rather just go chat with the guard with the wide hips personally, but we ought to stop our people getting thrashed at least. If you've got questions, shoot. What do you know about these attacks? You only have to step outside to see it for yourself. Those thugs are out there just waiting to cause trouble for anyone coming or going. Maybe they would have let you pass, however. No more about the business. He's not doing as well as I'd like with all this trouble. I run an honest enterprise, just trying to give folks a little rest and relaxation. She nods you and lowers her voice. You help me out, I'll see you about a special discount. Can I start something else? Now, just what can I do for strapping like yourself? Tell me about yourself. Yes, I thought that was clear as the crystal waters below the docks. This here is the Salty Mast, the most famous house of... Oh god, I've just got the joke of the Salty Mast. Jesus wept. Touche, Obsidian, touche. The most famous house of pleasure in Defiance Bay. I've got drinks, beds, and company. I hope you enjoy both. Of course, the club for a fine and prestigious gentleman is upstairs. You'll find several of the hardest working boys and girls in Defiance Bay up there, too. Have some quiet time. I want to order refreshments. Can I just get a room, please? And if you've got any... I was about to say any pets. But that sounded really bad in a place like this. Any animals? Christ almighty. The broad beam. Shiny pearl. Again, haha, very clever. Well, I think they just got food. I could actually buy the food. Yeah. Yes, let's go to the broad beam and get the best bed. Okay, now we're all rested. Can finally do it well. There is a lot going on in the Salty Mast.
You're from Gilded Vale? Then you're close to home.
Close can mean a lot of things.
Surely you'll go back when this is all over.
Dunno. Guess that all depends.
Oh, we can actually go in the water now. Oh, that's good. So when it gets to daylight, you can actually go in the water. That's nice. What squelches underfoot? Grubs scuttle out of the debris. Oh no. The young boy's corpse lies at your feet, half covered in dirt and seaweed. His hands have stiffened around a dagger, a soul lingers by, suddenly confused and lost in the seaside fog. As you reach over the soul, it lashes out. Glowing mist strikes at the air around you. The soul can't touch you, but you feel it burn with a feeble, uncontrolled rage. Calm down. I'll show you what happened. Soul flickers. It ripples toward you timidly at first. As it swirls around you, you experience wonder, fear, and the joy of running between the ships at noon. With a jolt, it pulls you into the street around the salty mast. Women with painted faces weave between men stumbling in and out of the lamplight. Father's gone in for a drink, just like always. He said it'd only be a few minutes, but it'd been hours. The man guard in the door only laughed when he tried to explain this. There's always a back door. In an alley, two men have cornered a woman. Her cheeks are streaked with tears. She's backed against the wall, looking away. They're inching closer. You step forward. The men barely acknowledge you. The woman looks at you, a plea in her eyes. You've seen that look in the abused strays. In your hollow-bone sister, the time your father took her from a splintering cradle into the filled wash basin. You're brave that day. A knife is in the thug's belt, and it's in your hands, and now it's in his thigh. You're small and fast, but not fast enough. Fingers bite into your arm, and a muddy boot sails towards your face. Then everything is muffled, cold by brackish water. Your soul retreats from you. It pulses with a question. Life is unfair. I don't expect the next one to be any different. I'm not going to say that to him. You did a brave thing. The gods will reward you in the next life. Darren's soul absorbs his thought and ebbs in the ocean mists around the docks. Souling is... I'll take the dagger. The boy's small hands are rigid in death. Pry the dagger free. It looks too large and too expensive to belong to him. The letter B is carved into the pommel. Brave Darren. B. It's unlikely that just anyone would have B. That's clearly the work of a noble. Someone who can afford to have a weapon. I want you to go for that one at the back, and I want you to... Yeah, go for that one. I'll say mark him as well. Alright, let's use that to heal up. We're all in a cluster. I'm just trying to think of what I can do. No. Let's keep everyone alive. Like I was just rushing at this guy, even though he's just got one little measly crossbow. And I'm still bum rushing him. I was like, oh no. This is clear whether the skiff has been half built or abandoned by cannibalized for lumber. Try to unlock the chest. What's Nero? We'll keep them there. I don't want to get this young man in trouble. Unless opening the chest has actually got him into trouble, then that's not good. A second harassing thug. One over here, another tourist and a gift. Let's give him a proper welcome. Let's start this through. I'm afraid you're missing the point, friend. Oh, 5 for half. If you want to mark that one as well. Pull myself a little bit. I'm probably gonna go down again. Yeah, I'm down. Okay, that's fine. Yep, pulled back and that didn't work out, so... Can't believe we're in this much trouble. No wonder everyone else was having trouble with him. Ah, that's it now. Good day as fuck now. Right, there we go. Hey! Supply and demand. Also getting a key as well. Rusty bronze key. Does it say what the key's for? Hmm. Interesting. Okay. Probably have to rest up again, but at least they've paid for the healing that I'm going to need. Because although we're not on death's door, we've still got injuries to take care of. For God's sake, yes, come on everybody. Thank you. Select all is backspace. Of course it is. At least they have select all. Then again, that's not really... I think that's an expectation of any game.
Good day to you. Greetings.
You're talking about Sorrel. Okay. Big Dermsey. Hello. What's wrong with your leg? How much? An Orlan, okay.
Mark Whiterun's fire casts light in dark places.
I'm looking for someone with the name B, though. I'm looking for a dagger. That's Sorrel there, okay. So no one here, right, that I can get to right now. So we dealt with one of these gangs, but we need to know what the other... Feel the talk. Like this here. Oh dear. Let's just go back. Let's do this one step at a time. So we're gonna return the chest. Which I shouldn't have opened, but yeah. Because sometimes like there are games where like like if you are told not to look at a package and you do, they'll know. That's intact. Oh, thank you. You saved my life. This week's no leave that, you keep it. Really? Thank you again. Well, you've done. At least take this. I picked it up while we were on pause in the idea for good luck. I want you to have it. Don't forget this. Drinking horn in moderation. Now, I think I actually know what that is. You're a running egg. Plus 2 intellect while endurance is above 50%. Not bad. Not great either. Good for range characters. Beat with them while above 50%. Oh, I can do better than that. Let's read our journal. So, we have Darren. I'm not going to tell her about that yet. I want to know who killed Darren first. Understand cargo, final and pieces of that scepter. Okay, you know what, if we've got to go that way, I really don't want to.
Well met, friend.
Welcome.
So the good news is, it's haunted. The bad news is, it's haunted. Good news is, we can deal with it. Bad news is, it's going to be quite pricey to do that, I think. Right, we need scouting mode on. We need to get upstairs into that room as quickly as possible.
I'll give it a try, at least.
If I with any luck, we might be able to dodge the enemies. In fact, I'm wondering if we can actually get past the ghosts. Lilith. You're not going to be without reinforcements, are you? There's no way you're going to be here on your own. Let's see if I can get you to pass on to the next world.
Well? Hey.
I'm not going to try and pronounce that. Get closer.
What is it?
I'll give it a try, at least.
Logbook. 6. Oh, good. Okay, anything here? Wailing Banshee. Okay, so if we go downstairs, we'll find more about it. Lilith Shoal. Don't think she's overly happy with me taking that. But just make a save just in case. Yeah. So it blows up. Right. So just give you a fair warning. That if there's something that's going to quell its rage, it will not be you.
As you wish.
Good day, stranger.
Brackenbury. Let's just check something. Reagan.
Aye? Well?
Following your lead.
Hey. Hmm? What is it? How may I help?
Ready, Watcher.
How may I help? I shall.
Following your lead.
Yes. Hey. Well?
Splunty. Just the way taking those.
That's it!
Brave thou the Leave.
There we go. Okay, let's learn some spells.
What is it?
Where's avenged? It's just souls. Lovely. I'll be back shortly. And I'm back. Let's have a look. So we want to go this way. Just checking the quests. Ah, splat around, yeah, okay. So once I go to Breckenbury, that's where we're gonna find the captain of the ship.
Is it very cold? What creatures wander the tundra? How are
Do you
your
always
leaders
ask
cho-
this many questions?
Well, that's just to get us started. Let me get out some parchment for notes.
If I don't know, I'll make something up.
Yeah, I didn't really like the chance to be with, but now it's actually very funny.
Well met, friend.
So look, okay. Let you read this, because I'm not going to read this. Oh, I'm not. That's nice. What are you so busy with? Okay. Soul attachment. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. So basically the idea is like kind of like Reanimator in a way. Yeah, like in Lovecraft. The idea of like you can attach a soul to a body, but it craves flesh. So zombies. Necromancy is magic. This is science. Okay. Take them with all those books, especially rare ones. Grandma in particular, she hates animancy. It's dangerous. Okay. Let's go to the lock and key. One of the Elder Archives. In the sanctum of the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. Okay. Well, there is no spots. Okay. Hmm. It's a sanitarium. House. Charred barrel. Yeah, pull this way, I think. So yeah, so Breckenbury is going to be one of the most important locations we're going to go to. Because we have to address animancy. I'm trying to find out. I am in the right district, aren't I? Hello. Some bandits. Okay. I can't just take one quest and finish one quest on it. Okay, right, so I can't actually do anything with them. I mean, I could just shoot them, but... the Banshee. Merewith. Charred Barrel. Okay, so Merewith is the name of the person I'm looking for. I don't really want to deal with any of these people right now. I will come back and I will do the quests. We will explore this place very thoroughly.
Hey. Well? What? Well?
But you know what?
As you wish.
Let's do the doorway trick. This is probably going to break into combat.
Well?
Let's everyone get in here.
Hey. Hey.
Alright. Save the game. Let's continue. We don't know each other, stranger. Let's keep the way we're going. Hang on a second, why am I doing here?
If it makes you rest easier.
Yeah, this other master. What is it this time? Sure, sure. I'm gonna stay at that place. This is the idea I said everything again. Cheshire for every day, it's all unlocked. Oh. turned me out. We were poorer than the fishermen who live out there now. Where she lived, I put food on our table with stolen coins. She told me that she never saw me again. Mercy of the gods. I had nowhere else to go. It was rough until I rose to captain. She was a sister. So it appears as though Merewith. Yeah. They stayed around until the end. The attack on the city.
What is it?
So now we gotta return to the lighthouse. They can be reunited.
Turning purple. I'd have to cut it off.
Pet him.
If I'm not supposed to pet him, why is he so soft?
Oh dear. Let's go to the lighthouse. Let's see if we can't make this a happy reunion.
They won't see me come.
Let's go to the stairs. Hopefully find those two. Living happily ever after. Of course, this is a Pillars of Eternity, so that's unlikely, but... Things seems alright.
A blade in the dark.
Oh, that's the thought. I need to get. I can go back to the temple in the old place. And clear out the skeletons just to get, and whatnot, to get some more XP. So the Athosian temple in Gilded Vale. I guess what happened. Let's give an hour for you two, and who strolls down the dock but Merewith herself? You're just in the stairs she got. But she walks right into the lighthouse, never a word to anyone. I think she's made some awful face, she strolls right out when it's not nothing to... Now we got all sorts of rumours about Merewith and the last lighthouse keeper. I don't know what to believe, but everyone else around here is convinced the place is safe again. We got a construction crew ready to start work. Weather renovations done, I got plans for this place. Oh, nice. Okay. Good. Good. Let's look. No, I think I'm going to end it there. So the next part, I will to look for the thugs. yeah. So we'll do with the thugs. And, oh, I'll also tell Aldo as well. There it is. I'll be deceptive. We reset us over. Seek a better life far from Defiance Bay. You may want to sit down. Darren will be coming back. It's passionate, it's sort of against it, I shouldn't say, but I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, just say. Joe was defending one of the prostitutes from a couple of thugs. He was very brave, and you should be proud. How could this make it any better? With all those women in yet. The guys were kind of doing this now. Fine dagger.
Well?
Minor ring of protection. Well, it's certainly appreciated.
Well?
Let's move on.
As you wish.
Looks like a house. Andrew's gift. Okay, so I'm thinking it might be this one here. So just basically go look for the specific house that we need. I think there's one down here that had a lock. Yeah, lock with the rusty bronze key. You know what? Actually, let's finish this. Let's do this bit. Or no. Yes, I don't know. We can go inside at least. If there's no automatic dialogue, we'll end it there. Okay. Let's come back to this another time. But yes, thank you ever so much for watching. Really glad that we're making a bit more progress now. And yeah. Looking forward to the next part, whatever that'll be. But I think over the next 2 nights I'm probably going to be busy doing stuff with Warhammer. And then, yeah, on Wednesday. So yeah, it might be a while before the next part's out, but I think we've had enough content over the weekend. So yes, thank you for watching. Take care. It's for now.